So our objective today is to make sure that our partners feel that we can give them the best solutions based around Azure. Now Azure can be quite complicated for them to get started, but with our assistance we can ensure that they can create revenue, create opportunities for themselves, and create some great solutions for their end customers.
And as we move more and more towards the cloud in terms of how we deliver business outcomes, we need to ensure that we run a secure environment. And actually part of the value of today is really understanding what's available from an ecosystem standpoint. I'd be a fool to stand here and tell you that Microsoft can do everything from A to Z. That is not right. I really do agree in the kind of the belts and braces approach, and you're going to hear a little bit more from Adam talking about the Juniper value proposition, but there is a lot more, and the team at Westcoast really get that, and they can help you understand what's required to help you service your end user customers and do it in a very, very secure way.
Working with your partners and really understanding their business is so critical, and Westcoast has done a fantastic job of that. They've broken the mold a little bit compared to maybe some of the more traditional legacy distributors out there in the marketplace. As opposed to going after the market and going after the breadth play, they've really focused on depth and really understanding their resellers, organizations, how they function, and how they can operationalize Azure and build that into their own business model. That collaboration is so critical. And we at Microsoft really value the work and the efforts that they put in to go deep with their individual resellers.
The days of companies completely outsourcing IT operations to big monolithic companies like your top consultants, your Accentures of the world, the like, that's becoming less and less. It's really about delivering more kind of microservices, about managed services. So when we engage with our partners and they ask us about where should we be taking our business, what's important, what's next, it's about the managed services opportunity and about the creation of IP. And that's the value that Westcoast brings to the ecosystem, because they can work with you to really kind of build this out. And why is it important? It helps you enable deeper relationships with your customers. I'll be up towards the end of the day talking about Microsoft and the CSP platform and how that enables you to drive deeper relationships with your customers, but it's absolutely relevant. You need to be able to own more of the end-to-end piece of work that you're delivering with your customers, and not just simply selling a license and maybe a bit of tin anymore, because it unlocks further opportunity. And then just for your own business, what does this mean? All right. Recurring revenue model. In the new world of cloud economics, there's a lot more value in doing this as opposed to reselling your business year after year after year when you're coming up to end of term on old school licensing technologies, and generates higher margins over time. And Mark and I have spoken at length about this model. Westcoast has gone through this transformation themselves. We've seen it. And it's actually quite impressive, the work that they've done around that. So I really encourage you to sit down, speak with the team at Westcoast. They can map this journey out for you, and obviously they have access to the Microsoft team to enable that conversation.
The value in these types of events from a Microsoft standpoint is really to achieve a couple of things. One, it's about gaining that insight around what's happening in the market, and two, it's to really help set up these resellers on their journey as they take on the new cloud economic model that's really come to the foray in the world that we live in right now. And what's really important for us is to really ensure that they understand the value of what cloud can do for their business and for their customers.
So the value we see in these events for partners is very much one-to-one time with all of us, so they can get that very focused attention from us, which they may not feel that they get over the phone. And it also gives them the opportunity to see a broader spectrum of what's actually available. And that's really, really important. There's a lot of time and effort that go into creating these events, making sure that we get the right information to them, and we'd always urge partners to come along to them if they ever get the opportunity.
So it goes without saying that we wouldn't have 35% of the Azure market at the moment if we weren't getting feedback from our partners. We like to know where there's areas to improve, areas that you find you need particular support in, whether that's around getting your head around the Westcoast marketplace, the Azure calculator, whatever it might be. We're keen to know where the sticking points are. So I like to think that we're fairly open to the feedback and that we do take constructive criticism on board.
So there's three key things that we want people to get from our Azure presentations today. One, for people that are just starting with this, is how do I get started? What do I need to do? Two is very much a what sort of solutions can we build? How can we go about that? How can you support us? And three is for the more complex partners that are here, how do we take Azure to the next level? So the highlight for us today is very much been what we learn from our partners as well. They come to us with what they need, and we then tailor a solution that we can give to them to ensure that they get the maximum value out of these days in the future.